There is a magic to wine.
It's an expression. It's agriculture. It's food. It's friends. It's my life.
It's a combination of art and science.
You start with one thing, you end up with something else, and it's just like magic.
The magical thing about being a winemaker is that, life just goes on for most people, day in and day out. But if you're a winemaker, you remember your life in seasons.
It's watching things continually grow in that cycle of life.
You only have a chance to make wine once a year. And to do it and to hang in there that long, you've got to have an awful lot of passion.
There is absolutely no need for another wine in the world. And that's, to me, what's so intriguing about wine, is that every bottle contains its own unique story. So I always say people aren't buying wine, people are buying experience. And the experience in Walla Walla is really unparalleled throughout Washington, and actually you can make an argument nationally.
People have this image that wine can be a very snobby thing, but this is Eastern Washington. It's a small town, it's a friendly place. And people are really excited to be doing what they're doing, and I think the enthusiasm is contagious.
Walla Walla is in the middle of nowhere, and it's wonderful.
Eastern Washington is very arid, it's very desolate, and when you get to Walla Walla, you come into this little green Eden that was grown a long time ago for the West. Walla Walla is the oldest town in the Northwest, and it's full of wineries and great food and happy, nice people.
We're still small, but we make a lot of great wine here, and we're getting validated from writers and critics, and you look at the tourism, the people that come here. People from all over the world come to try wines in Walla Walla. That just is amazing to me. It just blows me away, and it's a reflection and a validation on this area.
What happened in Walla Walla is that we initially did not grow grapes first, we grew winemakers first. And the first two seeds that were planted were Gary Figgins and Rick Small, and they set the bar very high.
They were so committed to making world-class wines that anyone else who would want to be a part of what they were doing needed to understand that right from the very beginning.
I think it was in 1981, we sent our 78 cab in, and lo and behold, it won Best Cabernet in the nation. If you didn't think that was a little bit of excitement for some little podunk winemaker in Walla Walla, that really launched us. It really did.
It just kind of evolved, and it just grew, and then I never got tired of it. And even now, I never get tired of it.
When they set the bar that high, we followed, and people who came just expected to try to make wines of that level. That's unusual. We started at a very high level.
Walla Walla was the centerpiece, and this was the place. It was no longer just sweet onions, but this other thing called wine.
When I looked around at, where do I want to make wine in the world? The great thing about the Walla Walla Valley is it had all the right natural ingredients, and it was the frontier. We could help set the tone, we could set the style of a whole region, help create an appellation.
Walla Walla really is the newest emerged premium viticultural area in the world, you might say.
What our valley has to offer, compared to what I've seen, and I've tasted wine throughout the world, is pretty cool.
Geographically, Walla Walla, even without the wine industry, is a very special place. It's got beautiful high desert sort of climate, but with the Blue Mountains as a backdrop, 4 perfect seasons. We have very intense sunshine during the summer, and it is sunshine that drives photosynthesis and plant growth and ultimate maturation of the fruit. So sunshine really has a lot to do with it.
In the peak of the summer, we have 17.5 hours of daylight, and it's a very, very unique thing. And then we have a really good diurnal fluctuation between daytime highs and nighttime lows here, which is very, very important for setting the acidities, which helps keep our wines fresher and protects the fruit level in them too.
You get the best of both worlds. You get ripe fruit with some freshness on the palate.
Our soils are also incredibly important.
We have a great selection of soils that drain very well, and control over water status translates to great grape quality.
We are able to grow the grapes the way we want them and irrigate them the way we want them so that we can monitor a little bit of the growth through irrigation and manipulation of the soils.
That helps us control the vine vigor, the vine growth, the berry weight accumulation. It really gives us an added tool to really make better quality grapes. The variety we have across this valley, the different terroirs we have, each one of them is very, very special in its own right. And to have multiple terroirs in a valley, I think, is a really special thing.
It's a winemaker's playground. You've got a little, like 20 by 20 mile area that's got all these different soils and aspects and elevations, and it's just a fun place to be a winemaker.
As we gained more experience and we as a region continued to focus on quality, 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 the wines just over the years got better and better and better.
I think if you're a consumer looking to purchase Walla Walla wines on a wine list, the biggest thing that you could feel comfortable with is that you're going to get a lot of quality for the price point. Walla Walla has gained that reputation now where people can go, they make delicious wines.
Wine is really out of hand. I mean, wine is fascinating stuff. It can be really shockingly simple. It happens almost behind your back at harvest. And yet it can be an amazingly time-consuming thing that takes a huge amount of psychological and physical effort.
Winemaking's been around for 5,000 years, so you would think that we would know what there is to know. But at the end of the day, it's nature. And you're less powerful than nature and than wine.
Understand the science about it, but it's still an amazing process to watch, the fermenting sugars and the bubbling activity. The first time I ever saw something fermenting, I was in awe and I was hooked.
Because Walla Walla has a history of making great wines, it attracts people who want to make great wines. So it makes for a very positive energy, very, very good intentions on the winemaking side.
I'm so thankful that the fathers and grandfathers of this area nailed it from the beginning, and they knew that these wines need to be good, because if they're not, there's no point.
The Walla Walla industry is very friendly. That's what's helped us so far today to be more well-known, is because we're really good friends to each other.
Everybody still gets along here, and I don't see that changing. It's a close-knit group of people, and I think that sets this place apart as well. It makes it a special, unique area.
It's non-threatening for us to share and to say, let's evolve Walla. Let's, I can tell you this, and you'll make a great wine, but that doesn't stop my great wines.
The sense of camaraderie adds to sort of the group intelligence in a way that's really important. Because you do only get one time a year to make wine, it's important to learn all of the lessons from that harvest that you possibly can. And maybe that's not just coming from your winery.
Always, since I've been here, there's been a migration of someone working somewhere and they love wine and they give it all up and move to Walla Walla and go to the community college and the 2-year course there and learn how to make wine. They pay their dues, they start their own wineries, and it just grows and grows, and I don't see that ending. It's such a great place, special place, unique area to move to, that we're attracting talented and passionate people here.
I really think in the Walla Walla Valley, one of the things that we do best today as a group that unifies us, we all nod our heads, absolutely, yeah, is the aspect of carefully watching over our landscape, sustaining the vineyard to keep it whole, to keep the wines whole, to keep the food whole, to keep the experience whole.
We started Vinea, which is a sustainable viticultural organization here in Walla Walla Valley, in about 2001, which we're pretty proud of it. And I think this is a way of living, and I think it's something is very dear to me, then I feel very important to be able to do that.
It's a comforting thing in what is naturally a competitive environment among winemaker friends to go into the field and all agree absolutely on the idea of sustainability.
We've got such a special place here, and we're growing and growing and educating more people so we can compete with the rest of the world, because I really believe this is one of the best places in the world to grow fruit.
I really think this valley have a tremendous potential. I'm really happy where we are today, but I can see the next 10 to 15 years is going to be pretty amazing.
Walla Walla, for many reasons, has a lot of people that are just driven people. They're artists, and they're passionate, and there's a culture kind of to that here.
It was serendipity that we came here when we did. There were 3 wineries in the valley. There were 40 acres total of grapes, and nobody really knew how good we could be or how good the grapes could be.
There's a good reputation here that was established early, and I think everyone wants to not let the other people down. And I think it kind of feeds itself, and that's a good thing.
The secret up until now, and what set Walla Walla aside and why people know us, is we've aimed for quality.
To be such a young area, it's pretty amazing what we've been able to do in the last 10 years. I think we have this core group of people who try to push all the time the envelope, and I think we kind of encourage each other to try to do better.
I think this place really is special. There seems to be more ambition in this town and more know-how and a real can-do, homegrown attitude.
I would like to see Walla Walla evolve over time into a truly world-recognized wine region. And I know that will happen. I know it'll happen in my lifetime.
People from out of the area, from out of country, flock here because they're sensing that something as exciting is going on here. The sense that you get from all this is that anything is possible.
It's sort of the Wild West. It's the promised land, it's the opportunity, it's all of those American dream things that pop to mind. That is Walla Walla.
It doesn't matter if you're a huge guy coming from corporate or if you're a tiny winery and you do it as a second job and it's your passion. You feel like everybody is a part of Walla Walla and everybody is contributing something to it and to its success.
Wine is my passion, and I will be making wine the rest of my life.
I wake up in the morning thinking about it. I fall asleep in the evening having recently drunk it, and dream at night thinking about ways to make it better.
It's an essential part of my being is to make wine.
I wouldn't want to get up in the morning yet and do anything else.